Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm just loading up, well, hitching on the mixed feeder here. I've loaded it all up. It is day 4 of summer now. I am racing through the time for the summer and so on, so that we can get some cows. Now, I've been checking the price. The price did dip a little bit yesterday, and it's gone back to 4,300 today. However, I believe it is actually cheapest in the middle of summer. One thing I did forget when I was talking about this previously was we do actually have reproduction rate during the summer. So throughout the summer, we will be getting more cows. We're up to 103 cows at the moment. I got no grass left now. Silage and hay and power food are both low. I've been keeping it topped up. I topped this one up quite a lot earlier on, and I'm just putting in another load now so that we got one more tank full. That'll easily see us through till tomorrow. I'm not going to worry about the grass tonight. We're going to get cows first, and then after we've gotten some cows, then we can see about topping the grass back up to a decent level. And I'm thinking we will probably by that time, well, hopefully by that time, have our new tractor. Which brings me very nicely onto my weekly question. Which new tractor would you like me to get? Now, I'm going to buy a new tractor so that we've got something with a little bit more grunt to it. All the options are around 190 horsepower. I did have a few people saying, why haven't you put a John Deere into the equation? Mainly because John Deere are not so common over in Eastern Europe. I wanted to try and pick things that you do see over in Eastern Europe fairly frequently. JCB is, again, less common, but I wanted to include that one because of the high road speed that it's capable of. So you've got the Fendt Vario, the 700 Vario will be upgraded slightly to be around 190. Then you've got the JCB Fastrac 3000. You've got the I have to come up all the way through here. I've got so many tractor mods on here now. Most of these, 99% of these, are from Modhub, not from anywhere else. We've got the Ursus here. That will be upgraded to 190, or roughly. And then finally we have that one there, the Ford TW. It'll be the 35, and that will be upgraded as well. This is actually the only one that doesn't have a front link on it. So if we use that one for doing our zero grazing, we will have to figure another way of using the mower and the forage wagon together. I got some ideas for that, and I'm fairly certain that we'll sort of do okay with it. But yeah, anyway, it's those 4. It's your vote. It's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. Now, I think if I bring that one in a little bit, because I think we're going to need to be able to get in and out fairly soon. If I unhitch that one a second, there we go, and jump back in, and we'll go and get the water tanker hitched on, get a little bit of water put in, and then we're going to move that one because we're going to need access to that gateway. And then it's also, we're going to need to skip through the night, which we could probably do now. But I've had a lot of people say that they only want me to do that when we're over by the house. So we will stick to that bit at least. So let's just hitch that one back on and put the thing on. We're working late tonight. Working very late tonight. Let's put on all of the lights. Lit up like a Christmas tree. Yeah, I think it'll probably be time to retire the old forage wagon fairly soon. And we'll get something a little bit newer. I've had quite a few suggestions of different ones that we could use. Not quite sure which one I'm going to go for yet, to be honest, though. We'll sort of wait and see on that point. But anyway, we're going to come over here, and there we go, to our little hobbit house with a really low doorway. I love that. It's fantastic. And skip the night. And this will take us on to midsummer. There we go. So it's first day of midsummer. We will keep time running fast until 6:30, and that, I figure, is around 6:30 is a good time to be waking up. I've got some other plans of things that I want to do. This trailer we're going to sell, and we're going to replace it with one that does have the auto load feature. I asked you all in last episode what you thought of using some more realistic mods, such as the realistic weight, no teleport. Some of you like the idea of the realistic weight, but the general consensus of opinion at the moment is that we stick with what we got right now, because if we start pushing towards too much realism, it's taking away a bit of fun from the game and from what we're watching on here, and it can make things a little bit more dull to watch. I know that the ultra realism is some people really like to play with that, but it looks like most of you don't actually want me to do that, because as so many people have pointed out, if you want ultra realism, you can go and get a shovel and you can go out in your garden and you can grow some vegetables, and that will be your ultra realism. But that's kind of not what we're after here. So at the moment, we're 4,087. I did see this on 3,950 on day 3 of summer, so I think we'll go with 4,087 rather than waiting for yet another day. If I just move this one out the way, we'll stick that one in. Let's just, what do we got at the moment? We don't need to worry about food or anything just yet. We will tidy up the pen, and then we're going to go and get... So I'm already breaking into those bales and using them up. I'm still using 2 hay bales at a time, mainly because we can go and buy hay. That is one thing that I really like about the buy bales mod. It is an absolute saviour in Seasons. We can go and buy some bales if we need to, and from the shop, and then we can bring them back to the yard and use those for feeding our animals. So it is something that is going to be a bit of a lifeline to us as we progress. I also asked you yesterday what kind of numbers for cows would you like to see, and most of the responses were get around somewhere between 50 and 100 cows. A few people wanted less than that, and a few people suggested more than that would be better. So I'm thinking that if we can afford it, we would go for, well, we'll go for at least another 50 cows. Maybe more if we can afford it. If we can't afford it, then not too many. But what we're going to do is we're going to be buying a new tractor, aren't we? And I'd like to get the new tractor if at all possible. I'd like to buy it rather than lease it. We're going to sell one of the tractors. Now, a lot of people have been saying get rid of the Zeta because it's small, and whilst it's got some power, it's not ideal. But I think generally people are sort of agreeing with me that you want me to keep the Deutz. So we'll keep the Deutz. But a lot of people are saying, well, they're getting a bit fed up with the New Holland. Now, we do use the New Holland a little bit, but if we're getting a bigger, more powerful tractor, this one is sort of going to be a workhorse around the yard, and then the bigger tractor will do some other jobs. And the Zeta is a small, compact tractor, and having the front loader on it and everything, it makes it really useful. We could put the front loader on the New Holland, but it wouldn't be... It's not necessarily going to be as useful because it's not got the short turning circle that the Zeta can offer us, and so generally I get the impression that we should be getting rid of this one. This is the one that most people seem to think that we should get rid of, and I'm agreeing with the logic here. I mean, to be honest, there's not a huge amount in it. I've had comments going either way and messages going either way, Zeta or New Holland. Very few people think that I should get rid of it. A couple of people said I should get rid of all of the starting tractors. Personally, I'm disagreeing with that one. I don't think we want to get rid of all of them. So we're going to back this one up here like this and unhitch it, and then this one is going off to the shop to be sold. So we will get rid of this one. It will no longer be our tractor. This is it for the New Holland. We've got our silage bales down there. They should be ready now that we can bring those in. How is the growth stages now? I've forgotten to check how we're doing with growth. We've got 104 cows. So we are going to need to get some more grass in for them. And also sunflowers. They're doing quite well. The other crops, we don't want to sell 2,700. So we don't have very much. I'm not going to worry about selling anything until we've done a harvest, and then we'll sell something, some reasonable quantities of items. So we want to go through here to growth, and at the moment it looks like we're on the final growth stage for everything around the pigs, and everything around the cows, and then 35 and 30. Oh, that's grass. Oh, I had a mild heart attack just then because I thought that was our corn. It's not. That's the corn there. That is on the second growth stage. So that might not be ready to harvest. And down on field 86, that might not be ready to harvest until almost winter. Which does actually fit quite well with what I know about corn. You see maize harvest, you see maize silage being done very late in the year. Very, very late in the year, actually. But we can do that. We can actually silage the maize a little bit sooner than if we were to combine it. We can do it like at a stage earlier, which is really good. So we can do that like in a final growth stage, and that would be in the autumn as well. So that is going to work out quite nicely. We should be able to silage all that. I've had some people suggesting that there's an old Rosselmash forager kicking around now. I think it's the same one that I used in FS15 on my very first ever Let's Play of Farming Simulator, which was Melbury Estate. Oh, we're not open yet. Let's hang around and wait while it opens. We'll just speed time up a little bit. Yeah, the very first playthrough I ever did of Farming Simulator was Melbury Estate by TomX55, and I used on there a Rosselmash forage harvester. It was an absolutely brilliant thing. It was a beast of a machine. It really was. It was really loud, really noisy, an old rusty contraption. It was absolutely fantastic. I really liked it. So I think that one is kicking around, so we might be able to use that one. There are some other options as well, some trailed options rather than a self-propelled option. Let's just sell this one. You get 66,600 euros for that one. Absolutely fantastic. We're now at 120,000 euros, and we don't have any loan taken out whatsoever. If we go through to here, now, we can also get loan. We got none whatsoever at the moment. The loan is a percentage of everything that we own. So we're going to start borrowing some money in a minute. I just want to see what the price of tractors is likely to be. We want to find the most expensive one, and we'll reserve that money. The Fendt, if we go engine setup, the next setup actually goes up to 200 horsepower. So we're looking at 200,000 really. That's 165. I think the Ursus, the Ford is a lot cheaper. And the Ursus is, I had several people saying that we should get this one. 220 horsepower of Russian muscle. I'm thinking about it. I am still thinking about it, but we did use that in Sosnovka, so I'm not in any hurry to use it again. I would like to use, have a bit of variation. This one here is it's less than 100,000. So if it's either the Fendt or the JCB, we're going to want nearly 200,000 euros in reserve for it. So we want to borrow as much as we can. I'm going to go for full loan here, everything that we can get. And whilst some of you may think that this is a little extravagant, taking out €250,000 loan, or 300,000 euros we can get. Now, I believe the loan does go up higher than that. It does actually allow you to take more than that later on. At the moment, we won't worry about it. So we've got 420,000 euros. Now, selling that tractor means that we're stranded over here without anything to actually take us back. That's okay. We'll flick over and we'll get something. That should allow us to buy plenty of cows, and I'm just wondering how we should do this, because I mean that one only takes 6. That's going to take too long. So we could use that one there, 67,000. That would be 6,000 euros to lease, and then we could. I mean, I don't really want to lease a truck. I mean, I suppose we could do. What's the cheapest one that we've got? Well, definitely not that one. We've got. Oh, there's 100,000 there. That's actually quite cheap. Although I don't think that because it's an IT runner, I don't think it's going to actually do us much good. So we want something and that's an IT runner one as well. That's 158. I'm not using that one. That one's too powerful. This one here, this Tatra Phoenix here, with the smallest engine setup, is still going to be 10,000 euros to lease. Don't really think that's worth it. I think we will just stick with the tractors. So let's go back over to the animals. And we've got this one here that we could lease for 6,000. And we got this one. This one takes 10 cows. That's 2,000 euros. And considering it's a small farm, that's probably the option that we want to go for. And I think we will lease it rather than buy it. Yes. Okay. The reason I'm going for cheap here is because I would like to have an option, because we've got to buy this new tractor. And there's other things that I want to buy as well. One in particular is the new combine that has come out with the update for the Massey Ferguson pack. That one there, 55,000 euros that one's going to cost. And if you go into the headers, this is absolutely fantastic. This is one detail of it that I really do like, is the fact that the header is so big. This one here, it's a 6-meter cut. That's fantastic news. So we've got a Massey Ferguson combine that we're going to be able to use, which means that we can sell our other combine as well. You know, maybe we could lease a truck. I don't know if this one has a rear hitch on it or not. It would certainly be faster. What about a Land Rover? Do we have the Land Rover available? Yes, we do. We've got the Land Rover available. Our Lizard Rumbler van is 140 horsepower. I don't think it's got the capability to pull that stock trailer there. That's really pushing it. I mean, I have seen a Land Rover pulling something like this, but I think a transit van is going to really struggle with it. But nevertheless, it would have the same hitch on it that... It doesn't have a hitch on it. Okay, let's forget that idea. Right, we will do a test. We will take the Deutz tractor, and this is going to be the workhorse that is going to bring our cows back to us. If we start this one up, we will go and put the Annaberger over next to the pond so that we can start filling with water from there, and we will get this one over to the dealership. We get that one, we'll get the Land Rover, and we will test it. And with the Seasons mod, you're able to, like, unhitch things so that you're not using them anymore. Not unhitch, you can buy as like a test, and then you return it within 30 minutes, and it allows you to get a full refund on it instead of just a partial refund. Now, I realise that it is going to be really putting a bit of strain on a... Now, if I can unhitch that while it's filling, is that going to work? I know it's drifting around an awful lot. How much is it going to drift while it fills? A fair bit. We'll leave that one to fill. I'll meet you back at the shop, and then we can test the Land Rover theory, and if that doesn't work, we will use the Deutz to be doing the towing around. Well, here's our Land Rover. Fantastic beast. Absolutely awesome. British flag on the back. It's got a kangaroo sticker on the back as well. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Maybe this is one that was taken on safari or something. Will it hitch on? I know that this trailer is probably a little bit big for a Land Rover. Nevertheless, I'm pretty sure that you could do it. I mean, I have seen some fairly substantial trailers being put onto Land Rovers. You can ignore the brake thing, the brake lines. I have seen trailers 4 or 5 times the size of the Land Rover pulling them. It is really weighing down on the suspension. Nevertheless, I am certain that this is doable. It probably isn't something that could happen a lot, and certainly once we get the cows in there, it's going to really weigh it down. But it's going to give us a decent road speed, and that's the important part. That's the bit that we need to focus on here, not the incredible overloading of the Land Rover that we're doing. We are going to absolutely destroy the suspension on this poor thing. However, I think that this is the right way to go. I think that we do need to push the boat out a bit with what the machine's capable of doing. I have spoken about this before, really pushing what a machine can do, and so many of you responded with, yep, we do things like that. We put so and so onto a tractor, and it really grunts. It bellows out black smoke. It does all sorts. And I mean, it's fantastic reading. It really was. The things that some of you do to your machines is phenomenal. And it just proves my point that sometimes farmers will do whatever it takes to get a particular job done. And just go for it. So this is what we're doing today. We are just going for it, and I think we'll take a screenshot right from here, unless I get a better one a bit later on when we're loading up the cows. This is the beast. This is the one that we're doing. The cattle are available for sale down here. We've got to go along this track here, and let's just bring the map back. And then once we get up to the end, we turn left and go out onto the road, up round here. Then we go along this road for a little bit. I will put the beacon on, just temporarily. Once we've gone along this road for a little bit, there is another track off to our right that we can use as a shortcut to get down through almost to where the animal dealership is. Saves us having to drive around the roads a really long way. So we come through. It's a good job that we do have a Land Rover, actually. I think that the Lizard Rumbler van, or the transit van, which is basically what it is, I think it would genuinely struggle to pull anything of this kind of size along the tracks, whereas the Land Rover, it does have the muscle underneath the hood. It's definitely, Land Rovers are known for being a very resilient creature. They can do all sorts, and they can take all sorts of abuse. It's why they've been so successful, and it's why old Land Rovers would just sort of keep going for years and years. You can find old Land Rovers that are half a century old, and they're still going because they're so resilient. They're very basic and very simple machines, and they're very, very robust. I mean, we've got a long wheelbase one. I remember when I was younger, when I was growing up on, I was very young on my parents' farm, they had a short wheelbase one, and a short wheelbase one, you wouldn't have, if you have a look here, a short wheelbase would have that bit there, and then it would have that bit there, but without glass or seats or anything. It would just be an open part on the back, maybe a little bit shorter. This section in the middle, that would be gone completely. So the overall Land Rover would be cut off about there, so the back wheel would be there. Really fast machine to drive around, very maneuverable as well. They can go just about anywhere. So if we just put the back of this trailer, I really like that about this trailer, is the fact you can put the back down. It works really well. So then we go here and we go cows, 4,087. We could get them slightly cheaper than that, but I think this is a pretty good price. So we load those up and we put the lid back up. There we go. And now the ultimate question. How much is it going to weigh it down now that we've got 9 cows on board? Because 9 cows weigh quite a bit of money. Now, if you're looking at milking cows, big beef animals can weigh half a ton. So that's a big beef animal. But a dairy cow is not going to weigh quite that much. You're looking at about 400 kilos. So 3 of them would be 1.2 tons. Which means that 9 of them is going to be 3.6. Now, if you allowed for some healthier animals, or, you know, occasional larger animal, you could possibly be looking at 4 tons of cow on board. So we've got, not only have we got our trailer, we're now pulling 4 tons of cow up the road with our beast of a Land Rover. That is actually quite something. That is something that we can be proud of, ladies and gentlemen. That is something that we can be very proud of. Look at that. Actually, I think that is going to be a screenshot, because you can see... Ooh, I pressed the wrong button there. We started speeding up time. Let's get back onto the road, and then we can come round, and I need to obviously... See, this is the thing. You don't sort of... Most of you don't realise that the effort that goes into taking a good screenshot. You've got to make sure that you've got all of the aspects lined up. I've got to allow for the extra pictures and the watermarks, the text and stuff that goes on there as well. And we've got to be able to see what's in the picture. So I want to see the Land Rover as kind of a priority, but I want to make sure you can see the stock trailer as well. All of this runs through my mind while I'm taking a screenshot. But there we go. I mean, I talk about this quite a bit because I get so many people asking all the time about how to run a YouTube channel and how I do different things with running a YouTube channel. And I got to be honest, I do watch quite a few different people. My kids watch quite a few different people doing things with doing YouTube videos as well. So I do get quite a variation of different YouTube channels, and I see in comment sections all the time questions about how different things are done with running a channel. I never hear anybody talking about it, so I don't really know. Do you like the fact that I tell you kind of some of these external things? You know, oh, we'll stop, take this as the screenshot here, and that kind of thing. Does that annoy you? Does it break immersion too much for you? Do you want me to stop doing that? Is it like kind of an interesting insight to how things is run in the background? I'd like to know your opinions on how I do that, and you know what you think about it. Now, this is going to be the difficult bit with the Land Rover. I mean, it is quite a beast of a machine, but getting up this hill, although we do have the weight behind us, so it's all bearing down on the 4 wheels of the Land Rover, and in 4-wheel drive with the diff lock on, we didn't ought to have too much trouble getting up there. So we can whiz up there. See, I can drive a machine, and I can really pull almost everything out of the machine that it's capable of giving. But as many of you have noticed from my car mechanic simulator playthrough that I've started doing, I don't really know very much about what is actually underneath the bonnet of the vehicle in question. So yes, we are bouncing around an awful lot here. Let's do we want to back up a little bit, maybe? Not quite sure. If I try just putting that right the way down, we'll try that. So let's unload these. There's our first 9 cows back to the yard. Yes, we want to unload, and if I put that back up, I am running out of time now. So today we are just about buying these cows. So if we go back and get some more, we can go a little bit faster this time. I don't normally do this, but as we are in a Land Rover, and we are... Really? It's on the wrong side. The steering wheel's on the wrong side. Steering wheel's supposed to be over there. This is an English vehicle. But anyway, so apparently we are using the steering on the wrong side of the truck, of the Land Rover, and I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? I've just taken a wrong turn. So that's what happens when you jump into in-cab view. You get confused and confuddled. Far too confused and confuddled. Ooh, there's a lot of mud down here. Oh, it's not mud. There is mud on the map, but that's not mud that we're driving through. It's just a rough track. It's fantastic. I really do like this. This is brilliant. I mean, we are absolutely destroying the suspension on this poor Land Rover at the moment, but still, it is working. Absolute workhorse. This poor Land Rover is really earning its money. Right. I would say we want to go this way. And it's nice to know that we haven't actually been out here yet, have we? I was hoping to do this from inside the cab. This is actually what it's like inside a Land Rover, though. It doesn't matter which side you're on. Those on the front, those sort of funny knob things just below the windscreen, those are the vents. You can open those up, and if this is one of the older ones, you can actually push the front window forward a bit for added ventilation. This does have a radio in it, so it's got all the mod cons, and it looks uncomfortable. You've got the old style latches on the doors, and I say it looks uncomfortable, that's because it is. Land Rover, I know people who are absolutely obsessed with Land Rovers. They love them, they think they're amazing, wonderful things, and I can appreciate the Land Rover, I can appreciate what it does, but I find them to be horribly uncomfortable, and I don't particularly enjoy riding around in them or doing anything else in them, so... Right, let's just want to go... Oh, now hang on, I can do it from here, can't I? So we want to go out... I've got no idea which way I'm supposed to go here. I think if we go out this way, we can eventually sort of spin round to come back up underneath where the dealership is. This wasn't part of the plan. I wasn't supposed to be getting lost in the Land Rover. Come up through here. We'll just assume that we can go and just whiz right out in front of all the oncoming traffic. Yes, we can. We can carry right on round here without any trouble. So we come through here. We've got traffic in front of us. We can get past those. We're up to 60 kilometers an hour now. So we're doing a fair speed with this thing. It is like I said, it is quite a beast. Now, that's the way that we should have come out, and we would have already had our cows and been on the way back by now if we'd gone the right way. So it's come in through here. I'm not going to be able to do this whilst in cab, so I'm not even going to try. You should have mirror extensions to be able to run this one properly. Because the vehicle is wider than the Land Rover itself, you need extensions on the mirrors so that you can see to the back properly. But we're not going to worry about that either. So there's another 36,000 euros in cow money. Bring that up. And can I swing right? I don't know if I can go around the back. I don't really want to get hopelessly lost. Well, not lost, just stuck in round the back. If you get wedged in behind, that could be a bit of a nuisance. So we'll back up this way. And yeah, I don't think you can. Unless there's another track that comes out the back. I don't think you could go around the back of this one. It doesn't look like there's any more tracks that come out behind. We'll see. So this is our second load of cows. So that makes 18 that we've bought so far. I'm thinking probably I will buy 54 cows. And make... how many loads? That would be 6 loads. So if we... Yeah, 54 cows for 6 loads. And... that would take us up to 154. Well, I think we've also got 3 new cows that have been born this year. So that's 157. That'll take us to well over 160 cows before the end of summer. And we'll see how much money we've got after that, because I don't want to overdo it and then have no money left, because we've maxed out our loan. And that's kind of... We do have to play it a little bit careful now in order to make sure that we don't overspend. we are going to spend plenty of money. We don't want to like overdo it big time, right? If I can spin on round there, I know I took that corner way too fast. That probably would have tipped the poor Land Rover over going at that kind of speed. And we bring that one in, back up towards the gate. Just a little bit more. I don't want to go too far. That would probably be far enough. I know why it's doing this. It's because it's down in a dip. If we can go back a bit further, it might stop dancing. So no, it's not going to. Apparently dancing is the way forward for this one. So confirm. There we go. So we now got 122 cows. Back up, and this time I'm going to do one more load, and this time we are going for speed rather than complete realism. So I am going to try to get round this one as fast as I can. And which way is it that I need to go? I need to go this way, don't I? Yes, of course I do. Out this way and straight down the end of this track. And then once we get to the end of this track, we can turn left onto the road. He is going at fair speed. I am quite impressed with how well this Land Rover is doing. I think, though, that once we've done all the moving of stuff with the Land Rover, we're then going to have to decide if we want to keep the Land Rover or if we're going to keep the Lizard Rumbler van, the Transit. I think that this one having a hitch on the back is actually quite handy. I don't think the van has got a hitch, although the van does have the ability to open up the back and put stuff inside. So there's pros and cons to both of them. I would love to hear your opinions today on whether or not you think I should keep the Land Rover or if I should keep the transit van instead. I know we used the transit van right at the beginning of the series, but we haven't really done anything with it since. So it's not something that we're going to do a lot with. And quite frankly, we do have more value tied up in the van than we do in the Land Rover. This Land Rover doesn't have a huge amount of value tied up in it. It's only like 7,000 that it cost to buy the vehicle in the first place. Yep, there we go. Right. Let's load those back up. There we go. And just got to back out. So my question for this week is, which of the 3 tractors would you like me to get? The 4 tractors, sorry. I showed you them at the beginning of the episode. I won't show you them now. I've been showing them to you all week. There is a Deutz 700 Vario, not Deutz, a Fendt 700 Vario, I should say. I'm very sorry. The Fastrac 3000, the Ursus 180 something something something. I can't remember the rest of it. And the Ford TW35. They're all in the region of 190 horsepower. It's give or take 10 horsepower, but they're all around about 190 horsepower. So they're all about the same. I just want to know which particular brand of tractor you think I should go for, which would be your personal favourite. It's your vote. It's your game. Head in the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. And we have a traffic jam. We're supposed to be making record time on this particular run. We're doing fairly well. The poor cows have been shaking around a little bit, and we really should go a little bit slower when we're travelling up the tracks with them. I will get the other 3 loads of cows before next week, so that I've bought 54 cows. It'll be 6 full loads of them, and then we can sort of take stock of our finances after that and see if we want to get any more. It's unlikely that we will now. I mean, we could do, because the amount of money that comes in from the milk from the cows is actually quite impressive. So it's sort of going to help keep us going through the summer. In the summer, you do get less milk than you do for the rest of the year. The autumn is not a huge improvement, but I have noticed that since I've gone to winter rather, on Dowland Farm, the income I'm getting from milk has gone through the roof. It's fantastic. So you really do get a good income coming in from the milk. Let's just back up there and put the back down like that. Unload. And there we go. So that makes 131 cows. 3 more loads to get, and they will be done, like I said, before next week. And then next week, our first task is obviously going to be, we'll buy the new tractor so long as we've got the money for it. Actually, I might not spend... I might just get 2 more loads, so that I've definitely got the money to buy whichever tractor you decide to go for, and then we can see about it afterwards. We'll then go and get grass and make sure the cows are topped up, and then really the next task that we're going to be doing after that is autumn related. There isn't anything. I mean, we could put it. There is going to be a bit of fertilizer to put on the corn when it does sprout through, but most of the rest of the things that we need to do are going to be the autumn. So it's kind of going to be one of the last days of the summer, the first episode of next week, and then we can really start skipping forward through time to like get things progressing a bit, because it's slowing down a bit. Well, I did talk about that before, but anyway. I think that's about it. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd like to... which do you think I should keep? The Lizard Rumbler or the Land Rover? And I will... like I said, I'll make sure that we have these cows so that we can get grass and everything for them beginning of next week. And then as soon as we've done that, we are going to be getting ready for things like the harvest and the next round of grass cutting. We do have to do some more grass cutting. I'll probably get bigger mowers for the next one so that we can do it a little bit faster. I think that would probably be the best way forward. Yes, I want to buy those, and I did forget to put the back down while I bought those, but never mind. But anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.